How's it going? Today is Monday, 1st of December, and we're going to be taking a look at a market, what kind of opportunities we can find, and some of the government's press releases. We have quite a few of those. Currently, there seems that the government is taking a look at food, high protein and fat products. So this is where government is taking a look at is something that we're going to be taking a look at in today's articles. Just before we do that, I thought it might be important when it comes to entrepreneurship and creating those opportunities. There might be a lot of projects, but again, the way how it works, right? If you write down the project and if you were to propose this project, government would need to find time to sit down and read entire presentation. But just because government like to hold the control of everything that's happening, have a control of everything, and they would complain that government don't have enough time to review all these documents. So they would like to control everything, and they do not have time to review all these documents, right? And you need to propose all these projects, except that it can be 50 projects. Anyway, if that's a current process, so that's where things are, right? But anyway, let's take a look at first press release. Let's keep names, votes to make the state more like startup. This part is very important, something that I have highlighted previously, right? As well as I like to recognize that someone is doing something correctly, but again, that's opinions, I guess. I like to highlight this initiatives, right? As it deploys reforms teams across the country. Okay, so there's teams. So hopefully, when it comes to proposing a number of different projects, there would be teams who would be able to review those projects. I have read this article, by the way. 100 million fund will see teams use test learn culture. Test and learn culture, sure. I would define it differently, but I get it. Pioneered by digital companies to tackle some of the public sector biggest challenges and all finances to be made available, as well as how to approach different subjects. But anyway, tech firm workers encouraged to join government for 6 to 12 months tours of duty to work on national missions. Frontline public services workers, including prison governments and social work, had to take up secondments in central government to deliver a plan for change. There is a name instruct departments to simplify mind-boggling bureaucratic and of putting application process for civic service jobs. Okay. I had different expectations for entire initiative, but anyway, that's something, right? Just a quick recap where we are on the calendar. We have finished. We 171 overall was a great week. We had accomplished so many things when it comes to marketing, sales, presentations, and market research. Overall, was a great week, and we're gonna be progressing to week 172. Every second day, we're gonna be taking a look at marketing and how to do more if we can, as well as we're gonna be closing this week by taking a look at government contracts. Let's keep name will pledge to make the state more like a startup as perhaps government as he launches 100 million fund to pioneer public services reform and deliver the government's plan for change. The council of the perhaps I don't know those locations. Let's skip without those. So overall would be reduction in government. So that would be a target if that's a government that they own, not necessarily private sector, but the government that they are taking a look at, and how to reduce government by or down to 20%. If the current government and how many tasks can be automated, and there would no need to be a person there trying to read all these documents and trying to understand what's in those documents and slowing down all the system. Then comes to proposing projects to the government for approval of perhaps entire system can be automated would be great, but that would be perhaps too advanced at this point. Right? He will launch a new 100 million innovative fund to deploy new, test, and or learn terms around the country who will apply with the mindset to public sector biggest challenges. Crack teams do problem solves will be developed to improve public services and support delivery of plan for change made up of a mix of people working in partnership to drive change with data skills policy officials and all frontline workers. We will give the freedom of experiment and adopting the test and learn mindsets of okay. I don't know. There would be again with the government oversight, and there would be a lot of problems. But it's good that the government is doing something. Let's progress. Let's take a look at the next article. Right? Let's take a look at next government press release. That would be UK Development Minister focused on driving growth. A trip to Malawi and Zambia. That would be Minister of State of Development, okay, that might be named, will announce measures to drive growth in Africa, including educational support in Malawi and all green growth projects in Zambia. There are many different projects, perhaps food could be one of those. It just previously we were taking a look at a documentary and perhaps climate and development and education, all this kind of areas would be important as well as trade. I haven't read this article, but perhaps you can read a little bit since we otherwise this video is going to be too long, right? The Minister for International Development, let's keep name, will say that economic growth is at the heart of development, announcing measures to drive growth in Malawi and Zambia. On the trip to the region, let's keep names, we'll announce a package of education support in Malawi and all measures to drive green growth in Zambia. The minister is highlighting how delivering our development projects contribute to the government's plan for change by boosting global prosperity and unlocking benefits for UK that drives growth at home. Development and education will help to boost economic ties between UK and all Malawi and unlocking potential of women and all girls to tackle intergenerational poverty and all create their own businesses. Entrepreneurship, right? Something that we were taking a look at perhaps previously, but the same opportunities should be equal opportunities created for men and women, right? Based on skills, based on experience, not necessarily based on gender. So we won't gonna come back to that. Let's progress. Let's take a look at the next article. Briefly, right, we can take a look at the next article, something that we published today. Thousands of British jobs to be created throughout closer UK's Saudi cooperation. Delivering on his pledge for change, the Prime Minister will use his trip to Gulf today, that will be yesterday's day, to drive investment into cities and regions across UK. Some of the points, again, we not necessarily, so many different articles, not necessarily we have enough time to read the entire article, right? That would be jobs boost in North England following launch of world first new graphene enriched carbon fiber plant project in Saudi Arabia. Comes as a major green energy project delivery win for UK and North Saudi Arabia, creating more than 4,000 jobs and delivering on the Prime Minister plan for change, building on strong partnership between the Northeast and Saudi Arabia, which already accelerating regeneration in Newcastle with the projects towards new leading university partnerships. Great. The take a look at some of those areas. I would say perhaps so many different projects that could be done with, and share of knowledge, expertise, trade agreements. There's so many emails that would be sent to many businesses in the UK, but most of those would need perhaps approval from UK's government. So the entire subject is very complex. Let's forget. Let's take a look at the next article. Right? Let's take a look at next press release, something that will be published today. British pork produced to bring home the bacon. Major UK pork producers can resume exports to China as the government secures the end of, I don't know if I could say this word right. Restrictions on the UK unprocessed pork export. So what they're saying is pork would be growth or produced within UK and then exported to China, right? Okay, okay, maybe. Huge win for UK farmers' economic growth as pork producers can now export to China. Industry estimate this could boost revenue by around 80 million British back on the menu after this. I'd rather skip it. There's a lot of jargon, and it's kind of funny. It's kind of funny. I'll give you that. It's kind of funny, but let's skip any jargon. Right? After restrictions lifted, British pork producers are bringing home the bacon. I can't go. It's kind of having a little bit too much fun. As the government secures end of China's pandemic, or I don't know even I can say this word. Restrictions on UK on processed pork exports. Industry estimates it could boost revenue by around 80 million. The move means British Bangor no, premium pork products can once again seize the way onto Chinese dinner plates, with the major UK producers getting a green light to restart the exports immediately. 80 million only. This market is way, way bigger, as well as the way how it works, right? So that would be calories and living level, and since there was increase of people earning a lot of money and being able to afford better living standards in UK itself, not necessarily just in China. So demand for different protein-rich foods has increased, and if UK had managed to capitalize on this increase only by 80 million, is very perhaps other governments are doing way more, but it's a good start, I guess. Perhaps UK can take a look at wine market, right? And that would be 5 billion or more size of the market. Wine, pork could look very similar, if not double or triple that of the market. But it's a good start. Everything what they're doing, right? Next article: that the UK bolsters protection from dangerous animal diseases with 200 million new funding. Animal plant health agency laboratories and are to be significantly upgraded with 200 million investment, right? So perhaps the entire market is a little bit more complex, as well as there might be a lot of things going on, not necessarily just with potentially pork, but with poultry and all other products, right? I would define it as protein, fat products, perhaps on a scale expensive items, right, per kilogram compared to perhaps fresh produce. But anyway, let's take a look at the next article. And let's take a look at next article and but potentially last article for today. Council calls for business-like relations with EU. Uh, it should be what what other type of relationship? Anyway, business, right? Calls for business-like relationship with EU to drive more trade, support business, and boost economic growth. Benefit working people. It could benefit everyone, not just working people. Anyway, Chancellor to put making working people better off at the heart of economic reset with the EU, as well as there's a lot of names. I'll just skip those. EU finance ministers since the UK left the EU. So perhaps some developments when it comes to trade and trade agreements. How much of the trade could UK do with European Union, right? A lot, and how much it have dropped at least by 50%. So an effect not only should be felt by working people, but perhaps by everyone. But anyway, we can take a look at this article. I don't know if I haven't read this article previously, right? If it's been written properly, perhaps there is something I don't know about. There might be a need of driving a narrative. Narrative would be we don't need the EU, and later we need to fix this narrative by saying we can trade with the EU, but we like to do business with the EU. perhaps that's a narrative, and that's a narrative that government is looking to keep. If that's gonna be the case, then we're not necessarily gonna read the entire article, right? Just trade business, doing business, right? That's the only thing what we, as well as perhaps there's other areas that would be important. Security perhaps should be important. Anyway. Let's take a look at this article. Right? Making working people better off must be aim of economic reset with EU. Okay. Not necessarily working people. Again, so that's a narrative. We weren't gonna read these kind of statements since it should be. So that would be a narrative that the government is looking to drive, which is great. So we always need to find a person who we're gonna put all the blame on. So we're gonna blame working people now. Let's keep moving. Let's keep this part and let's progress. There's a name, a let's keep name will also underscore the importance of the K and EU unwavering support for Ukraine over 1,000 days since Russian invasion delivered most recently throughout the G7 loan of 50 billion backed by the extraordinary profits of immobilizing Russian sovereign assets. She will say that no, again, so someone else is written, but they have written in someone else's name these articles. Yeah. Well, Brussels and the Council will also attend a series of bilateral meetings with European counterparts. International economic partnerships are a crucial part of the government's number one mission to grow the economic and will make every part of the UK better off. There will be no return to single market, customs union, and freedom of movement. So the three parts, right? Single market, customs union, freedom of movement. Okay? But following the meeting on 2nd of October, Prime Minister and the European Commission, okay, let's skip names, UK EU relations to put it on more solid, stable footing, which should be important. I'll skip some information, right, since there would be trade, right, and we're just focusing on trade. I'll skip some information. UK and EU shares the world's second largest trading relationship, facilities over 660 billion or 750 billion trade each year. UK and EU countries together also compare 24 of NATO, 32 allies unite as a commitment on collective security. Security would be important. As well as business opportunities, right? So I had to cut it off here, right? I'll share all this information that will be important for people to understand. It's nothing new. Perhaps it's just a narrative and how we're gonna package this kind of project and we're gonna give for people to try to understand. I don't know. Let's close now. Thanks for watching. See you next.